The cardiac cards are back, but unfortunately, not for the direction that we all wanted it to go. The Arizona Cardinals season is now officially over, starting off 2-0 and now on a 5-game losing streak. Where do we go from here? And what happened in this game? Let's get started. What's going on, everybody? Welcome back into another video. Definitely do me a huge favor, smack up that like button and subscribe for more Arizona Cardinals content. On this channel, we're covering the Arizona Cardinals news, breaking news, conversational pieces, everything surrounding your favorite team. So subscribe it up. It's absolutely for free. Huge shout out here to Sleeper, proud sponsor of the AZ Sports Fan throughout the entirety of the 2025 season. More on them a little later on. But ladies and gentlemen, the Arizona Cardinals are now on a 5-game losing streak, starting off the season 2-0. And with what we've heard so far is that Kyler Murray is set to come back in week 9 after our bye week on Monday Night Football versus the Dallas Cowboys. I mean, as of right now, the Arizona Cardinals have one big distinctive matter, right? Is that they can't close out games. They don't know how. The Arizona Cardinals defense, unfortunately, has not been able to do it for 5 straight weeks. They were able to come out and show out in the first 2 weeks, but it's one of those things that it's just another heartbreaker, man. Another heartbreaker. Cardinals lose 27-23, and they were right there. They were right there for a potential walk-off touchdown to come our way. But unfortunately, there was a lot of penalty calls on both sides of the ball, too. I don't want to act like it's all for the Green Bay Packers' favor, but there were crucial moments, crucial things that ended up shifting the game from a potential they're going for a field goal to a potential they ended up scoring a touchdown at the end of it all. So shout out here to the Green Bay Packers beating the Cardinals 27-23. They now advance to 4-1-1, and the Arizona Cardinals now advance to 2-5 on the season. What happened in this game? Well, let's dive into it. Jordan Love did not have the best game ever. He didn't. Jordan Love was 19 for 29, 179 yards, 1 touchdown. That's it. Josh Jacobs, our number one public enemy, number one, was the guy that we all needed to look out for. And for the most part, on the ground in terms of yardage, we did pretty solidly containing him. But also keep in mind, he was split sharing with another running back because he did have an illness as well as a calf injury. So that's probably why we only saw him for 13 carries. But he was 13 carries, 55 yards, 2 touchdowns. Josh Jacobs was the X factor in this game. Romero Doubs, 6 receptions, 72 yards. Jacoby Brissett, 25 of 36, 279 yards, 2 touchdowns. Zonovan Knight, for what it's worth, our run game is still not great, but he did decent, right? 14 carries, 57 yards. Trey McBride was our leading receiver in 10 receptions, 72 yards, 2 touchdowns. So Trey McBride really got really involved. It was really cool to see. One thing I want to note here is that the Arizona Cardinals passing attack was pretty solid again. Like, I'm not going to say we're world beaters, right? Like I said, Trey McBride was the one who had the most amount of yardage with 74 yards. Zay Jones had some really crucial catches. There was like a 3rd and long, and he was like completely open, or at least got open for a split second before the defensive lineman or defensive player ended up coming out. Caught a really nice ball. And then in this last drive as well, he came up pretty clutch. He left his game with 2 receptions, 67 yards. Marvin Harrison Jr., 2 receptions, 58 yards. Michael Wilson, 3 receptions, 40 yards. Michael Carter also got involved with 2 receptions, 25 yards. But this really feels like which defense really kind of came out and showed out. That's what this kind of came down to. And kudos to this defense, right? The defense of the Packers, because they really showed out. Micah Parsons had 3 sacks in this game, 3. I don't know what else to say, but I'm tired of seeing Jonah Williams, man. I'm tired of seeing Jonah Williams. Quay Walker, 1.5 sacks. Rashawn Gary, 1 sack. Kingsley had a 0.5 sacks. Like, Jacoby was harassed so much in this game. So much in this game. And for the people out there saying, well, look, we're seeing the same result, right? Kyler would have done the same. Well, keep in mind, Kyler Murray was never playing a defense like the Green Bay Packers. I don't think we've seen him so far in 2025 play a defense like the Green Bay Packers. I'm not sure if it would have been this close if Kyler was playing. I could be wrong, but I don't know, right? But you got to give credit to where credit is due, because Jacoby Brissett is still functioning this offense to make it look at least serviceable, manageable, right? Fun to see. right? And we didn't really see that in the first 5 weeks. Now, like we said earlier, the plan, I believe, is that Kyler Murray is going to be starting in Monday Night Football versus the Dallas Cowboys. Whether you think that's good news or bad news, the season is cooked. The season is done. You can't come back from 2-5. It's over. Now, the big question out there is, what are the Arizona Cardinals organization going to do? Are they going to start firing people now? Or are they going to wait to the end of the season for Black Monday to relieve potentially Jonathan Gannon, Drew Petzing, and now, let's throw Nick Rallis in there as well. Like, I love Nick Rallis as well. Like, I really do like him, but the defense has not been as good as we thought they were going to be, right? Especially with all the upgrades that we ended up doing on the offseason. Oh, we did this, we did that, we did all these wonderful things. Where are they? Where is this defense when the lights are shining the brightest? Unfortunately, they're not able to do very much. Now, penalties, they had 10 penalties, 94 yards. We had 6 penalties, 55 yards. Time of possession, we owned it. 34 minutes, 10 seconds to their 25 minutes and 50 seconds. No interceptions. There was one fumble by Jacoby Brissett, and that seemed to kind of be the momentum shift. It's always something like that, right? There's always some sort of momentum shift that ends up happening. And that's exactly what we ended up seeing. After that fumble, it was kind of a snowball effect from there. Third down efficiency, we're 50%, 7 for 14. They were 3rd for 10, or 3 for 10. Fourth down, they went for it 3 times and got it twice. Cardinals went for it twice on 4th down and didn't convert it any times. We got 23 first downs to their 19. And I think overall our passing game was pretty solid. Now, could it have been better? Yeah, of course, right? We could have scored a game-winning touchdown and being 3-4 on the season heading into the bye week. But now we're sitting with a very, very, very uncomfortable situation right now because, like I said, you can't come back from this. This team does not know how to win. They don't know how to win close games. Now, blame that on the offensive line. Blame that on the quarterback. Blame that on the coaching staff. One thing I've been saying is that it's everything. It's not just Drew Petzing. It's everything is the issue that's going on in 2025 for the Cardinals. It's everything, right? Offensive line hasn't been great. Our run game hasn't been there. Bless Jacoby Brissett's heart, but it ain't working either, right? Or at least the not being able to finish it. But what do you expect? Jacoby Brissett is a journeyman. Jacoby Brissett is a backup quarterback. That is who he is, right? Can you expect a 1-game win, 2 games from him? You can, but if the defense isn't really stopping anything, what do you really expect? What do you really expect? So going back to the whole narrative of, it's the same result that we're ended up seeing with Kyler Murray, but also keep in mind, you're not paying Jacoby Brissett $45+ million for the same result. You're paying Jacoby Brissett $8-9 million, and I'm really considering. I hope the Arizona Cardinals at least consider potentially seeing if there is a way to move off of Kyler. If they can, I think they should. I don't think the Cardinals are going to win very much with Jacoby, but at this point, what are you even fighting for? What are you fighting for? Now, I know, I've said this before, right? I hate tanking seasons. I hate this. I hate this. I hate that, right? I hate it. But realistically, ladies and gentlemen, there's no teams that's ever come back from 2-5. This was supposed to be a playoff caliber team. That's what this was supposed to be. And they're not. They're not. The offensive side of the ball was ignored. The defensive side of the ball was added pieces, but where are they? Josh Sweat, I love him. I still think he's a really good asset, but where is he? Darius Robinson, good God, where are you? Calais Campbell, I can't really give you too much flack. You're pushing 40. I can't give you too much flack, but it's these type of guys that you're expecting big, big plays from, and they're just not doing anything. Yes, it's the same result. Regardless if Kyler played or he didn't play, it's still a loss. That's the number one thing. An L is an L, regardless of what it is. But I'm not going to lie to you. This is fun football. It would be a lot better if the Cardinals won, of course, right? It'd be a lot better if the Cardinals won, of course. But this is fun football. We're seeing the ball being distributed up and down the field. We're seeing a offense that doesn't look lethargic, stagnant, actually predictable for the most part. But again, situationally, right? One thing that I hate about Drew Petzing, situationally, Even when I was doing my live play-by-play, I was like, are they going to do a QB sneak, right? With Jacoby. Are they going to do it? And they did it. But guess what? The defense knew it and they stopped them. So it's tough, man. It's really tough. The situation that we're finding ourselves right now, it's not a fun situation to be in. Another heartbreaker, another loss, and now the Cardinals are riding a 5-game losing streak. Let me just do a real quick shout out to the sponsors of the AZ Sports Fan here on YouTube. Guys, keeping the lights on. Sleeper. The NFL season is here, which means you now have a chance to 100 times your cash on daily fantasy football. Pick on stats for stars like touchdowns, passing yards, and receiving yards, and fantasy points, and more for up to 100 times the payout on Sleeper. Get your picks right, and you can win big. Use promo code AZSF, and you can get up to a $100 deposit match on your first initial deposit. Terms and conditions apply. And if you use my promo code, they will also provide you with a free $20. No deposit needed. Just $20 to use their app. So make sure you check it out. Sleeper. Everything will be in the description below. Let's keep this conversation going, ladies and gentlemen. Defense, unfortunately, could not do anything for the Cardinals. Will Johnson had probably his worst start as a rookie. Keep in mind, he's a rookie, but he had a lot of penalties called on him. Chad Ryland, still the GOAT, still doing GOAT things. Love him. The Cardinals are supposed to be healthy in the bye week. It's just, what are we fighting for now? What are we fighting for? What should happen, and I'm not saying I know any sources or anything like that, but if the Cardinals are going to make a big move, a big jump off of what they can do, this is your chance to make a move right here. Is it going to be for the long term? No, it's not. But you failed. This rebuild has failed. Monty has failed. Jonathan Gannon has failed. Petzing has failed. Everything that was created to get to this point has failed. It's over. It's done. Stick a fork in them. They're done. The Cardinals right now are no better than the Saints, no better than the Jets, no better than any team that's probably going to be picking somewhere in the top 5, top 10 in the NFL draft. They're not. This might be the chance where the Cardinals can go look at this team and see about potentially selling to get more draft capital. Do I want to still see fun football? Of course I do. Of course I do. I think it would be smart for the Cardinals to potentially thinking about unloading their franchise quarterback. Now, does he have a market? We don't know. Will the Cardinals do it? Probably not. They're not the smartest, right? But if they can, I think they should. What happens if Kyler comes back? Win you a few games? Right back down to ground zero. I think what we got to start thinking for the future is bringing in a quarterback that's going to be able to run the offense efficiently. I think we got to rip the Band-Aid off now. It's done. It's over. The Cardinals have failed. It's frustrating. It really is. But let me know what your overall thoughts, ladies and gentlemen. Put it in the comments below. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Have a great rest of your day. Don't forget to subscribe. We're on the road to 19K. Have a great rest of your day. As always, go Cardinals.